Everyone. Everyone all together. Jai Jagannath ki. Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtatara Sata Shri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtatara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Ashtottara Sata Shri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Saparikar Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Mahabhagavat Srila Gaur Kishore Das Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Shri Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Vaishnava Sarvabhaum Shri Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Charya Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu ki Jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Shri Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Trai ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sada Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Srila Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Parsada Vrinda ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem Sikaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Antaradvip Mayapur Simantadvip Godramdvip Madhyadvip Koladvip Ritadvip Janadvip Moda Dravadvip Ruda Dipatmaka Shri Shri Navadvip Dhama ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dhama ki Jai. Jai Shri Vrindavan Dhama ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Dvarashavanatmaka Shri Braj Mandala Dhama ki Jai. Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Yamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Radha Madan Mohan Jiv ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Radha Shyama Sundar Radha Raman Radha Damodar Jiv ki Jai. Shrimati Lalita Vishaka Adi Ashtasaki Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Rupa Manjari Rati Manjari Ananga Manjari Adi Manjari Vrinda ki Jai. Shrimati Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shrimati Purnamasi Yogamaya Devi ki Jai. Shri Gopishwar Mahadev ki Jai. Sarva Vishta Pradata Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra Jiv ki Jai. Shri Snana Yatra ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Shri Nrsingadev ki Jai. Bhakta Pravara Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Charodam Charo Sampradaya Charo Acharya ki Jai. Akara Matraj Shri Chaitanya Mat ki Jai. Aur Ananya Shaka Mat Samuha ki Jai. Shri Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Tribhuvan Pavana Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Tribhuvan Mangala Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Nityananda Mahajana Ki Jai. Shri Pancha Tattva Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Jaya Jagannath, 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 Jaya Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, 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 Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Oh Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannath. Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannath. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Sudarshan, Jai Jagannath. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar. Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar, Gaur Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Jagannath Snan Yatra Ki Jai. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikayai Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jataha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadbhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Rakshak Sridhara Iti Namane Namo Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Iti Namane Vandeham Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Vrajarasa Rasikam Cha Narayanam Tam Prapanna Namo Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singha Rupane Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Iti Namane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namane Shri Varsavanavi Devi Dayataya Kripagnaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namah Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktiya Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarne Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvantahara Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambha Rasambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namane Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Puravirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tishe Namaha Nityanandam Namastubhyam Prema Ananda Pradayane Kalo Kalamasha Nashaya Janava Pataye Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namo Bhaktya Vihin Aparadha Lakshay Kirtashchaka Mari Taranga Madhye Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Sharanaravinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama on this most auspicious Snana Yatra day of Sri Jagannath Dev. First of all, I'm offering my Dandavat Pranams, my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable, beloved Gurudev, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Paramahansa Ashtatarashata Sri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, who brought Lord Jagannath to the entire world, who brought Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Srimad Bhagavatam to the whole world, and the glorious chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, he brought to the whole world. And I pray for his causeless mercy. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable, beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa, Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak, Sri Dhar Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramahansa, Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I offer my Dandavat Pranams to the lotus feet of all my Sri Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, and my Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis. And just so everybody is aware of it, today is also the transcendental disappearance day of two of Mahaprabhu's very great associates. That is Sri Mukunda Datta and Sridhar Pandit. So, but today the primary subject matter is the Snana Yatra of Lord Jagannath, which is happening as we are speaking in Jagannath Puri, and is going on for a few hours already. I don't know what time they finish. Do you know?
They haven't even started the actual snan. But it's raining. You'll read Marty Manjus.
Yeah, I'm reading that. He says it rains every
year. It rains.
Yeah.
So the Damadas can do this time.
So it started raining there? Okay. Very good. I just want to quickly read the Katha from Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj about Sri Mukunda Datta and Sri Sridhar Pandit. So once when Mahaprabhu exhibited the Shat Praharya Leela, that means manifesting his divine form for 22 hours. And he was holding a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus. And he had the deities on his lap. So he invited the devotees one after the other for his darshan. You can read this in Chaitanya Bhagavad. Very wonderful. Very long chapter. One by one, he's calling each one of his associates to come forward, and having a personal exchange, and then asking them, telling them that they should ask for any benediction. And all of them, they only wanted one benediction, that they will always remember and never forget Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So, as he was inviting the devotees one after the other to come up for his darshan, but during this Leela, Mahaprabhu refused to give his darshan to Mukunda Datta. So now Mukunda Datta was completely shattered, and he pleaded with the devotees for them to implore Mahaprabhu to give him his darshan. But when Srivas Pandit appealed on behalf of Mukunda Datta, then Mahaprabhu replied, "You can tell him that after 1 crore of births, 1 crore, that means, how much? 100 million. What? 10 million, yeah. 10 million. After 10 million births, he will get my darshan. And when Mukunda heard this reply, he danced about in great joy, thinking that, oh, after going through 8.4 million births, nothing good has happened. So another 1 crore of births will be over in no time. But at least Mahaprabhu has given his assurance that I will have his darshan. So hence, there is no doubt that one day I will get his divine darshan. And upon hearing about Mukunda's reaction, then Mahaprabhu called Mukunda inside. So why did Mahaprabhu refuse to see Mukunda initially? Why? Mukunda Datta actually used to sing beautiful kirtans. He was one of the main kirtaniyas of Mahaprabhu. But, at least externally for Leela pastimes, it appeared that he was not one-pointed. He was not one-pointed. And he would attend and sing kirtans even in the assemblies of Mayavadis, or Karmis, Gyanis, and so on. And he would accept their teachings, thinking them to be superior to devotional service. So, considering his lack of staunch faith, he was refused darshan. But when he spontaneously expressed his full faith in Mahaprabhu's words, then he was immediately awarded darshan. Now Mukunda Datta would sing kirtans so very beautifully. In the Vaishnava Vandana, it is said, Vandivo Amvastanam Sri Mukunda Datta Gandharva Jiniyajar Ganer Mahatva. Gandharva Jiniyajar Ganer Mahatva. Meaning that his singing is glorious just like the Gandharvas. So Mahaprabhu used to refer to him as Katha Jatiya. What does Katha Jatiya mean? It means that sometimes he holds a kada, piece of straw, between his teeth as a symptom of humility. But then at other times he beats me with a stick, jati. And when he mingles with another sampradaya, then he constantly beats me with a stick by not accepting devotional service. So this is a statement from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya 10. So that's the Katha on Sri Mukunda Datta. Now we'll read about Sri Sridhar Pandit. You know which Sridhar this is? Kolaveksha Sridhar. Now Sridhar Pandit was very poor. He made a living by selling the produce from his small farm, such as bananas bark, the bark of the banana flowers, banana leaves, and muli, radish, etc. His principle, he had a certain principle that he would follow in his life, that he would sell at a very fair price, always, very reasonable price. Then, whatever he received, he would take half of the proceeds of the sale, and that would go towards worship of Ganga Devi. And then he would use the other half to sustain himself. Now Chaitanya Dev would approach him to purchase goods. Of course, in Mahaprabhu's householder Leela. And even when he was young, he would go to Sridhar. And then he would try to pay only half of the price. that Sridhar told. But we just heard that he gave the most reasonable price. So then, in turn, when he would like forcibly say, no, I'll only give you half price, then a loving quarrel, it would ensue between the devotee and the Lord. So Sridhar Pandit, he would ask, are there no other sellers in the town other than me? And then Mahaprabhu would say, I go where I want to purchase from. I will never leave my permanent vendor. So that means, what was the Lord meaning? That the Lord does not go to anyone other than his devotee. So Sridhar, then he would ask, why then pay half the price? And then, because he said, why not? Why then would you pay half the price? But because I need to perform Ganga Puja. Then Mahaprabhu would reply, Ganga is my servant. Then Sridhar would think, oh, he does not even fear Ganga. So when Mahaprabhu showed his divine form, his Sadbhuj Rupa, he asked Sridhar Pandit to seek a benediction. And at that time, Sridhar Pandit requested that Prabhu who would snatch things from me, may he be my Prabhu, life after life. This is my prayer. So these are the two short memories by Srila Bharati Maharaj of these two personalities whose disappearance day is today. So now, there is also the Katha of Srila Bharati Maharaj about the Snana Yatra. But before I begin to read his Katha, I'm going to read the excerpt from the 11th chapter of the Madhya Lila Chaitanya Charitamrita, the short section where it's mentioning about Mahaprabhu's, how he would deal with the Snana Yatra. And just prior to this description, there's a discussion that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was having with the king of Puri, because Mahaprabhu was always refusing to see the king. So when the Bhattacharya saw the king's firm determination, then he declared, the Supreme Lord is approached only by pure love. And your love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very deep. So therefore, without a doubt, he will be merciful upon you. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya suggested to the king, he said, there is one means by which you can directly see him. So here's how he's describing. On the day of the Rath Yatra, Car Festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will dance before the deity in great ecstatic love. Now on that Rath Yatra festival day, after dancing before the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will enter the Gundicha garden. And at that time, you should go there alone without your royal dress. Krishna Ras Panchadhyay Karite Patan Ekale Jai Mahaprabhur Daribe Charan. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enters the Gundicha garden, you should also go there and you should read the 5 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam about Lord Krishna's dancing with the gopis, Ras Panchadhyay. And in this way, you can catch hold of the Lord's lotus feet. So that was the suggestion of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Then he said, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will be in a mood of ecstatic love without external consciousness at that time. So therefore, you can recite those chapters from Srimad Bhagavatam. He will embrace you, knowing you to be a pure Vaishnava. So there's a nice little purport here where Prabhupada is saying that a Vaishnava is always ready to help another Vaishnava progress towards realization of the absolute truth. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he could understand the king's position as a pure Vaishnava. The king was always thinking of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Bhattacharya wanted to help him approach the Lord. A Vaishnava is always compassionate, especially when he sees a prospective devotee very determined, Dhridavrata. So consequently, the Bhattacharya, he was ready to help the king. If you have the Chaitanya Charitamrita in Russian language, you can read the verses as you're translating. You already gave him the chapter and the verse number. Madhya Leela, chapter 11, verse 58, we're on right now. So, now, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling to the king that Ramananda Roy, he's already changed the Lord's mind. Because when Ramananda Roy described how much pure love that the king has for him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slightly melted his very firm position. So then Maharaj Prataparudra, he took the Bhattacharya's advice and very firmly he decided to follow his instructions. So thus, he felt transcendental happiness. Now verse 60. Snana yatra khabe habe puchila battere battakohe tin din achaye yatrare. Now, when the king asked to the Bhattacharya when the bathing ceremony, when the Snana Yatra of Lord Jagannath would take place, then the Bhattacharya replied that there were only 3 days left before the ceremony. And after thus encouraging the king, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya returned home. So on the day of Lord Jagannath's bathing ceremony, that's today, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy at heart. His hridoy ananda, his heart was filled with ananda. Snan jatra deki prabhur hoilo bara shuka ishwarer anavasare pailo baro duka. Now upon seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. But when Lord Jagannath retired after the ceremony, Lord Chaitanya became very unhappy because he could not see him. So Prabhupada is describing here in his short purport that after the bathing ceremony of Sri Jagannath, which takes place just a fortnight before the Rath Yatra ceremony, then the body of the Lord Jagannath deity is repainted, and this takes just about a fortnight to complete. So this period, it is called Anavasara. And there are many who visit the temple to see Lord Jagannath regularly every day. So for them, his retirement after the bathing ceremony is very unbearable. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt Lord Jagannath's absence from the temple very much. So, due to separation from Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same great anxiety that the gopis feel in separation from Krishna. He felt that. And in this condition, he gave up all association. And where did he go? Alalnath. He went to Alalnath. He went to Alalnath. You know Alalnath? Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So he went there. Every year he would go there after the Snana Yatra, because Lord Jagannath is not giving darshan for almost 2 weeks. So, due to separation from Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the same great anxiety that the gopis feel in separation from Krishna. And in this condition, he gave up all association. He went to Alalnath. Then the devotees who had followed the Lord, they came into his presence and they requested him to return to Puri. And they submitted that the devotees from Bengal were coming to Purushottam Kshetra. So in this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brought Lord Chaitanya back to Jagannath Puri. And he then went to King Prataparudra and informed him of the Lord's arrival. So at this time, Gopinathacharya came there while Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was with King Prataparudra. And being a Brahmana, he offered his benediction to the king. And then he addressed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya as followed. He told him, oh, about 200 devotees are coming from Bengal. All of them are greatly advanced and specifically devoted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All of them have already arrived on the bank of Lake Narendra Sarovara, and they are waiting there. I desire residential quarters and prasadam arrangements for them. Then the king replied, I shall give orders to the attendant in the temple. He will arrange for everyone's residential quarters and prasadam as you desire. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he looked at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and he said, please show me, one after another, all of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees who are coming from Bengal. This is the first time. Mahaprabhu came to Puri after sannyas. Then after a short time he left, he went traveling in South India. Now he's returned back. And this is the first Ratha Yatra being described here. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had not seen all of these great devotees who were arriving, coming from Bengal. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested the king, go up on the roof of the palace, and Gopinathacharya knows every one of the devotees. He will identify them for you. Actually, I do not know any of them, although I have a desire to know them. But since Gopinathacharya knows them all, he will give you their names. Why? Because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had left early from Navadvip Dham. He left and he came to Puri. But Gopinathacharya is his son-in-law. And Gopinathacharya was also in Navadvip. So he personally knows all of them. And so, after Sarvabhauma said this, then he went up to the top of the palace with the king and with Gopinathacharya. And at this time, all the Vaishnava devotees from Bengal, they drew closer to the palace. And Swarup Damodar and Govinda, taking the flower garlands and prasadam of Lord Jagannath, proceeded to where all the Vaishnavas were standing. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first sent those two persons in advance. Then the king inquired, who are these two? Because they're looking down from the temple roof. Who are these two personalities? Please let me know their identities. And Sarvabhaumacharya replied, here is Swarup Damodar, who is practically the second expansion of the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that second person is Govinda, Lord Chaitanya's personal servant. The Lord has sent garlands and remnants of Lord Jagannath's food with these two persons simply to honor all the devotees from Bengal. So at the beginning, then Swarup Damodar came forward. He garlanded Advaita Acharya. Then Govinda next came and offered a second garland to Advaita Acharya. And when Govinda offered his obeisances by falling down flat before Advaita Acharya, Advaita Acharya asked Swarup Damodar about his identity, for he did not know Govinda at that time. Swarup Damodar informed him, Govinda was the servant of Ishwara Puri. He is very highly qualified. Ishwara Puri ordered Govinda to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, the Lord keeps him by his side. So Govinda was actually a godbrother of Mahaprabhu. They're both initiated by Ishwara Puri. Now, the king inquired, to whom did Swarup Damodar and Govinda offer the two garlands? His bodily effulgence is so great that he must be a very great devotee. Please let me know who he is. The king is asking. And Gopinath Acharya replied, his name is Advaita Acharya. He is honored even by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is therefore the topmost devotee. Then he said, here are Srivas Pandit, Vakreshwara Pandit, Vidyanidhi Acharya, and Gadadhar Pandit. And here are Acharya Ratna, Purandar Pandit, Gangadas Pandit, and Shankar Pandit. Here are Murari Gupta, Pandit Narayan, Haridas Thakur, the deliverer of the whole universe. Here is Hari Bhatta. There is Nrsingananda. Here are Vasudev Datta and Shivananda Sain. Here also are Govinda Ghosh, Madhava Ghosh, and Vasudev Ghosh. They are three brothers, and their Sankirtan, congregational chanting, pleases the Lord very much. Here is Raghava Pandit. Here is Nandanacharya. There is Sriman Pandit, and here are Srikanta and Narayan. Yes. Then Gopinath Acharya continued to point out all the different devotees. Here is Shuklambar. See there is Sridhar, who we just read about. Here is Vijay. There is Vallabha Sain. Here is Purushottama. There is Sanjay. And here are all the residents of Kulinagram, such as Satyaraj Khan and Ramananda. Indeed, all of them are present here. Please see them. And here are Mukunda Das, Narahari, Sri Raghunandan, Chiranjeev, and Sulochan, all residents of Kanda. How many names shall I speak to you? All the devotees you see here are associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is their life and soul. So the king said that upon seeing all these devotees, I am very much astonished, for I have never seen such an effulgence. Indeed, their effulgence is like the brilliance of millions of suns, nor have I ever heard the Lord's name chanted so melodiously. I have never before seen such ecstatic love, nor heard the vibration of the holy name of the Lord chanted in such a way, nor have I seen such dancing during some kirtan. So Sarvabhaumacharya replied, this sweet transcendental sound, it is a special creation of the Lord. It is known as prem sankirtan, congregational chanting in love of Godhead. In this age of Kali, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended to preach the religion of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna is the religious principle for this age. Avatari Chaitanya Koilo Dharma Pracharan, Kali Kale Dharma, Krishna Nam Sankirtan. Sankirtani Yagye Tare Kore Aradhan, Seto Sumedha Ar Kali Hatajan. Anyone who worships Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by congregational chanting, they should be understood to be very intelligent. And one who does not do so must be considered a victim of this age and bereft of all intelligence. And then of course, he quoted the verse, Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Jagyai Sankirtana Prayayar Yajantihi Sumedashaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. And although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Then the king said, according to evidence given in the revealed scriptures, it is concluded that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself. So why then are learned scholars sometimes indifferent to him? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, a person who has received but a small fraction of mercy from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he can understand that he is Lord Krishna, but no one else can. And if the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not bestowed upon a person, regardless of how learned a scholar that person may be, and regardless of his seeing or his listening, he cannot accept Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Prabhupada says here in the purport, Prabhupada says the same principles can be applied to demoniac persons, even though they be in the Sampradaya of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Did you hear that? There are demoniac persons also who are in the Sampradaya of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, without receiving the Lord's special power, one cannot preach his glories all over the world. Even though one may celebrate himself as a learned follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even though one may attempt to preach the holy name of the Lord all over the world, if he is not favored by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will find fault with the pure devotee, and he will not be able to understand how a preacher is empowered by Lord Chaitanya. One must be considered bereft of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he criticizes the Krishna consciousness movement now spreading all over the world, or he finds fault with this movement or the leader of the movement. And the next other purport, where Sarvabhauma told the king that a person who has received a small fraction of mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can understand that Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna. No one else can. So then the purport, Prabhupada says, the Sankirtan movement, it can be spread by a person who is especially favored by Lord Krishna. And what's the line that Prabhupada would always repeat? The person who is especially favored by Lord Krishna Who can preach? Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tare Pravartana. And that means, without first obtaining the mercy of the Lord, one cannot spread the holy name of the Lord. One who can spread the Lord's name is called Labdha Chaitanya, in the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Labdha Chaitanya. Labdha Chaitanya is one who has actually awakened his original Krishna consciousness. His original consciousness he has awakened. That's called Labdha Chaitanya. So the influence of the pure devotees in Krishna consciousness is such that it can awaken others to become immediately Krishna conscious and engage themselves in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. Yes. It can awaken others. That's what the pure devotees in Krishna consciousness can do. And they can engage themselves in the transcendental loving service of Krishna. So in this way, the descendants of the pure devotees increase. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes much pleasure in seeing the increase of his devotees. The word Sumedasha, you remember what that means? Sumedasha means sharply intelligent. When one's intelligence is sharp, then he can increase the interests of the common men in loving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and through him in loving Radha Krishna. When what? When one's intelligence is sharp. So, those not interested in understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are simply material in their attempts at professional chanting and dancing for money despite their supposed artistry. Those are for the persons who are not interested in understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They're simply material in their attempts at professional chanting and dancing for money despite their supposed artistry. If one does not have full faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he cannot properly chant and dance in the Sankirtan movement. Artificial chanting and dancing may be due to sentiments or sentimental agitation, but this cannot help one advance in Krishna consciousness. Then the verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 29, is being quoted, spoken by Lord Brahma. Atapi te deva padam bhujadvaya prasada lesha nugrihita eva hi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya ekobi chiram vichinvan. Lord Brahma said, "My Lord," this is when Brahma is offering his prayers to Krishna after he was defeated in his trying to steal Krishna's calves and Kauravas. So Lord Brahma said, "My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, then he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years." So then the king said, instead of visiting the temple of Lord Jagannath, all the devotees, they're running toward the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But the Acharya replied, "This is spontaneous love. All the devotees are very anxious to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And first the devotees will meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then they will take him with them to the temple to see Lord Jagannath. Then the king said, the son of Bhavananda Roy, who is named Vaninath, along with 5 or 7 other men, he went there to obtain the remnants of Lord Jagannath's food. Indeed, Vaninath has already gone to the residence of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has taken a huge quantity of Mahaprasadam. You know how huge? Like bullock carts full of gigantic pots. Bullock carts full, one after the other, after the other, after the other, to feed all of these few hundred of Mahaprabhu's associates. So the king asked that this Vaninath has already gone to the residence of Mahaprabhu and has taken the huge quantity of Mahaprasad. Please let me know the reason for this. Please let me know the reason. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, understanding that all the devotees have come, Lord Chaitanya gave the sign, and therefore Vaninath and the others have brought such great quantities of Mahaprasadam. Then the king asked the Bhattacharya, why have the devotees not observed the regulations for visiting the pilgrimage place, such as fasting, shaving, and so on? Why have they first eaten prasadam? And the Bhattacharya told the king, what you have said is right, according to the regulative principles that are governing the visiting of holy places. But there is another path, which is the path of spontaneous love, raga marge. And according to those principles, there are subtle intricacies involved in the execution of religious principles. So, yeah, there's a very nice purport by Prabhupada here. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said the scriptural injunctions for shaving and fasting, these are indirect orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, when there is a direct order from the Lord to take prasadam, naturally the devotees take prasadam as their first duty. So when Mahaprasad is not available, there must be fasting. But when the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly orders one to take prasadam, neglecting such an opportunity is offense, aparad. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing prasadam with his transcendental hand, who will neglect such an opportunity and accept the regulated principle of fasting? Huh? Even if it's Tuesday. If Mahaprabhu wants to give you prasadam with your own hand, you will neglect those regulated principles, guaranteed. Huh? He will not what? No, he will. He will, especially for you. Because he fasts every Tuesday, Nirjal. So, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya now tells the story to the king that previously the Lord gave me Mahaprasadam rice one morning. And I ate it just sitting on my bed without having even washed my mouth. The man to whom the Lord shows His mercy, by inspiring him within the heart, he takes shelter only of Lord Krishna. He abandons all Vedic and social customs. So when one is inspired by the Lord, who is sitting in everyone's heart, then he does not care for social custom or for Vedic regulative principles. You know that story. That's after Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was completely converted by Mahaprabhu. When Mahaprabhu first came to Puri. And then Mahaprabhu tested him the next morning. Because Sarvabhauma was always strictly following every single little ritual. Mahaprabhu intentionally came just very early in the morning, practically as he was just rising from the bed, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And Mahaprabhu brought the prasadam rice from Jagannath. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at that moment, having been converted, by Mahaprabhu, he understood, this is my duty now, to take that prasad. Never mind, haven't washed my mouth, haven't done this and that. No, first duty, take that prasad.
Tuesday.
So, Maharaj Prataparudra then told both Kashi Mishra and the temple inspector, provide all the devotees and all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with comfortable residences, convenient eating facilities for prasadam, and convenient visiting arrangements at the temple, so that there will not be any difficulty. The orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must be carefully carried out. Although the Lord may not give direct orders, you still have to carry out His desires, simply by understanding His indications. So saying this, the king gave them permission to leave, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also went to see the assembly of all the Vaishnavas. So that's this section. I wanted to read that because it's just prior to the Snana Yatra festival. Well, actually, the Mahaprabhu had already gone to Alalnath, and now the Vaishnavas have arrived. So now the Rath Yatra is going to begin very soon. And to complete today's Katha, I'm going to read Srila Bharati Maharaj's wonderful, beautiful Katha on his Snana Yatra Katha. Now, Srila Bharati Maharaj says, this is actually the warm-up. This is the warm-up for Ratha Yatra Katha, just around the corner now. So much Ratha Yatra Katha is there. So Srila Bharati Maharaj says that today is Snana Yatra, which is the holy bathing festival of Lord Jagannath. This festival day is also known as Deva Snan Purnima. Deva Snan Purnima. And it is also the appearance day of Lord Jagannath. Did you know that? This day, Snana Yatra, is the appearance day of Lord Jagannath millions of years ago. And then he says, according to the Skanda Purana, when the king Indradumna installed the deities, then he arranged for this bathing ceremony. Yes. And many thronged to witness this event. So much so that there is no place even to stand comfortably. Then Bharati Maharaj says, earlier I used to go, but now I have stopped as I don't have the strength. This is like spoken in 2014 and 2016 by him. By that time his body, he said, nothing on my body works anymore. My hands don't work, my legs don't work, only my mouth works. So now all I can do is speak Harikatha. So there is one local adage which is saying that on Snana Yatra it will definitely rain, and on Ratha Yatra it won't. Now the Chandratapa means the awning that is on the top of the bathing platform where the deities are kept during the Snana Yatra. And only Bopadev Prabhu has seen that. No, but nobody else in this room has seen the Snana Yatra with their own eyes, directly in Puri. So, that awning that is over the platform where the deities are kept during the Snana Yatra, it has many holes in it. Do you know why?
That the demigods had a chance to bathe Lord Jagannath.
Yes, so that even the demigods can get an opportunity to bathe Lord Jagannath. Now, how else could the demigods participate in the bathing of Jagannath? And also on the day of Snana Yatra, Jagannath wears the same outfit that he wore during his marriage ceremony. What is that? His marriage ceremony with who? With Rukmini on Nirjal Ekadasi. That's when he was married to Rukmini on Nirjal Ekadasi. Now only on this one occasion does Jagannath wear the same outfit. Twice. Do you know that? No other occasion for the whole entire year will he wear the same outfit twice. Only on this day. And he wears the same outfit that he wore during his marriage ceremony. So because of this is the reason why, despite the fact that Lord Jagannath has 36 different kinds of servants, but Lord Jagannath does not have a laundryman. Why? Because he never wears an outfit more than once. Now on regular days, Jagannath takes only what is called Darpan Snan. What's Darpa mean? Cheto Darpana Marjanam. What does Darpa mean? Mirror. Yes. So on the all regular days, Jagannath takes only Darpan Snan. Only in the mirror. But today is the holy bathing festival, the Mahasnan of Jagannath. So everything is conducted as per the rules. So any Panda or any servitor of Jagannath, they can offer only as many pots of water for Jagannath's bath as they are eligible for. And here's the system now. He's telling. Today, Jagannath is bathed with how many pots of water? 108. Now, the ceremony begins. There's an end note, and we'll read that later. And it gives a lot more detailed descriptions of how those 108 pots are distributed. So the first person who bathes, do you know who the first person who bathes Lord Jagannath is? The king. Why? Because the king is called the chief. So how many pots does the king offer? I'm asking. Okay, you read it already before. How many pots does the king offer and bathe Lord Jagannath with? Huh?
Maybe 10.
8. 8. Because there's 108 pots. Okay? So then, yes. Then, after he bathes with those 8 pots, then the rest of the pots are distributed among the pandas. And each pot is offered by 4 pandas together. Each pot. This is the procedure for Jagannath's Snan Seva. So, are they doing that now?
Looks like this is the preparation.
Uh-huh. Wow, it goes on the whole afternoon, it must mean. Like till like 5 p.m. or something. Okay. Now, there's a beautiful story now going to be told by Srila Bharati Maharaj. Short and very nice story. Later on this day, Jagannath will be in a particular dress. Do you know what dress he wears on the Stana Yatra day? Ganesh dress. The locals call it the Hati Vesh, the elephant costume. So, what's the story behind this? There is a person, there is a devotee who was a Ganesh Bhakta. His name was Ganapati Bhatta, and he was a Brahmin from Karnataka. He was a very devout worshipper of Ganesh, and he had learnt from a scripture. Which scripture? The Brahma Purana. He had learned there that Sadaishvareshvara Bhagavan, that's his name, that he is the Ishvara of all Ishwaras of all Ishwaras. Bhagavan. So he learned, this Ganesh Bhatta, he learned from this Brahma Purana that the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, as Sadaishvareshvara Bhagavan, he is splendidly residing in where? In Purushottam Kshetra. And he is there in what form? Daru Brahma. Do you know what Daru Brahma means? Achyuta. Do you know? Daru Brahma. It's the name of Jagannath. Daru Brahma. Everyone say Daru Brahma.
Daru.
Brahma.
Daru.
Daru Brahma. So, you know what that means? That means wooden Brahma. Brahma, who has manifested, the Supreme Absolute Truth, who is manifested in the form of wood. Okay? So, he learned that the Lord is residing there in Purushottam Kshetra. In that way, Daru Brahma. So therefore, this Ganapati Bhatta, he now earnestly, he made his journey to Puri. But upon taking darshan of Lord Jagannath, he was dissatisfied. He was dissatisfied because he was convinced that Daru Brahma should have a face resembling an elephant. So he was very disturbed, and he thought, if Lord Jagannath indeed is Sarveshvara, who is the Lord of all lords, then my worshipable deity Ganesh should also have been present within him. But I did not see Ganesh within him. Now, unable to resolve this mystery, he went to Ataranala and began to fast. And he thought, I am an offender, and so it is improper for me to maintain this life. So as Ganapati Bhatta commenced his fast till death, Jagannath manifested the form of Ganesh while sitting on a bathing platform. And meanwhile, people were urging Ganapati Bhatta to take darshan of Jagannath, saying, from tomorrow, Anavasara will begin and you will not get darshan of Jagannath for so many days. Jagannath personally inspired a representative of the king to call Ganapati Bhatta for darshan, saying, all your desires will be fulfilled. So then ultimately, when Ganapati Bhatta came there to take darshan, he found Ganesh before his eyes. His joy knew no bounds. So that day he made a special request, O my Lord Gajanana, Daru Brahma, Ganapati, Lord of everyone, now I am satisfied to have your darshan. All my doubts are dispelled. But I have one request. From today onwards, whenever you come to the Snan Mandap on this day, please manifest this form and give your darshan to everyone. So Ganapati Bhatta was also instrumental in creating a fund in the temple to meet with the annual expenses for this Ganesh Vesh. And this fund is still going on now, Srila Bharati Maharaj says. So there's a photo here of Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra wearing their Ganesh Vesh. Their Ganesh Vesh. And above their heads, like the ears and the hump of the elephant, are big, like umbrella-shaped things. Yes. And coming out from the nose of Baladev and Subhadra are the trunks. So, in completing this Katha, Srila Bharati Maharaj, he's explaining some very interesting. So, the title of this section is The Pastimes of the Lord Are Not Easily Understood. So he says here that some have difficulty in deciphering the pastimes of the Lord. Some have difficulty with that. So Jagannath's bathing festival in Puri takes place on the day of Purnima. That's today. But according to the scriptures, Sri Krishna, he took bath in Brahma Sarovara at Kurukshetra during the solar eclipse, Amavasya day. So when Pratipada, which means the day after Amavasya, when it mixes with Amavasya, then there is a solar eclipse. And after that solar eclipse, Krishna fell ill. And he stayed there at Kurukshetra, and the gopis served him while everyone else returned. Special pastime. So the solar eclipse occurs on Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight. And it is also on the second day of the bright fortnight, Shukla Dvitiya, that the Ratha Yatra begins. Now it is very perplexing to reconcile these two events. Though the occurrences are the same, but the Lord takes his bath and then he falls ill later. There is a difference in the tithis. In Kurukshetra, this happens on Amavasya, during the solar eclipse. And in Puri, it happens on Purnima. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 33rd chapter, this is Ras Panchadhyay, it is mentioned, Brahmaratya Upavrite, in the Rasa dance description, that one night of Brahma, which is lasting 4.32 billion years, one night of Brahma had passed 4 years. It passed in Sevaks. There was one lead singer, so in one group on either side, but simultaneously. And he does this too. Only Rudra he could see. King Kashi Vishnu to the other. Give darshan to King Kusmi, darshan to King Kusmi, then say, see this. And he predicted this graves, King Hallowed water there. Krishna is Hoya Kodis, only on one, only by affection. Now, praying of the Lord. It is right to keep bhakti hridaya. Told just here Vaishnava understanding. If you want to realize Vaishnava of the lotus feet of Chakoro Sangye, Swarup Damodar, so what will be the result? Asked. What is means without. So, and actually this has 3 letters. Is Vishnu for Vishnu. That's because the Hetu, they're the Vishnu. So no existence. This is Srila Rupa Goswami. That means understand the language. That's everyone can understand. To understand. So in the realm of yes, for example, actually implies the opposite. There was an Asambhani named Lola, but somehow, but then in Vaishnava, what was her name? So they imprisoned his and clothes. No, one day a passerby, he is saying this, and I am her seeing these tattered Muslim king palace was near to the he escaped. Now, no, upon hearing this, and he told me this moment. So eventually, as the continuous way, this ruler, Lord, eventually he ascended the throne by the name Joe Doyle. Yes, but you have to. He built a massive in honor of the memory of the name Sati Joist. So who turned her face, person on whose word, and I am suffering here even a moment, the king, and they and everything. Cheat, take him away. So that's why consider she knew king was creating a revolution. Then he could not. The language of only they know, given in the scripture from the unalloyed devotee. Very short. So there are 3 vidhi rituals on the floor below with camphor, mirrors. So before that, they washing of their teeth. And the other astrology, Nata Mandir, take last quick auspicious day, the 8 pots of water is drawn from this well with a piece. So then all the pots are filled with, they put flowers and perfume, and carried from the Bogmine queue. Jal Abhi, so this Abhijal, so that comes always on desire, they little screen, Charanamrita from the temple. So Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagat Jana Ho Jai Guru Hari Ho Nimo Shamaki Jai Jai Krishna Bhakta Sindhu Vyeva Cha